statement. It's a written threat to make a mass shooting or act of terror.
He's a little boy. He didn't do anything wrong.
Then we'll be taking you down to jail tonight.
Well, can y'all back up so I can get my gun off?
He said, if I was to say something like this wrong.
We all know people can do some seriously dumb things.
I, Dalton Barnhart, vow to bring my father's M15 to school.
You've probably done some dumb things as well. Whether it was driving around without a seatbelt or eating a Tide Pod, we've all done something stupid. However, these dumb people did things so dumb they were arrested. From a kid who made threats that he was going to harm other students, to a woman waving a gun. There's even a man who made bomb threats at an airport. So, if you want to see what happened to these dumb people, you better stick around, because you're not going to want to miss this. On October 21st, 2021, officers made their way to a parking lot where a woman was said to be waving a gun around. When the officers arrived on scene, they entered a store in search of the woman. The employees pointed the officers in the direction of the armed woman, who was standing in one of the aisles looking at a few items. When the officers asked her if she had a gun, she denied it. But you can't make a gun invisible.
Hi, how are you? Good. You don't happen to have a gun in your bag, do you?
No, sir.
Okay. You mind if I look real quick?
In my purse?
Mm-hmm. I said there's a black female with a red pants that had a gun.
Not a gun. I just come in here.
Okay, I understand that. What car do you drive? What car do you drive? What car do you drive?
I drive a white BMW.
White BMW. Okay. You can keep eyes here.
What's she wearing? What's she wearing?
Okay.
1365 Smyrna. What is she wearing again?
So we have black female wearing a tan hat, I believe a black shirt and red shorts.
Hey, ma'am. I need you to stand right here for right now. Something happened outside in the parking lot.
In the parking
You're
lot?
describing your clothing.
No. That wasn't me.
Rose already talked. Yeah. Hey, I understand that.
Yeah,
I need you to stand right here. Just stand right here. She's wearing a tan hat and red shorts. Show me anybody else in this whole building that's wearing a tan hat and red shorts.
The officers are quite certain that they have their suspect. The officer talks to the woman for a bit, and she tells him that she's diabetic. They escort her to the front, where the woman she pointed a gun at is waiting. And when they get to the door, the officers finally get confirmation that this is their suspect.
She's in that little car.
The gun is probably in the car.
Yeah, more. They're saying that, sir.
Somebody walked in front of me. In the car, but I never had an encounter with anybody.
Okay, so did you have a weapon on you by any chance or anything?
No, sir.
Or anything?
No, I don't have anything.
Okay. Do you have a firearm in your purse?
No, sir.
Do you mind if this officer looks inside your purse?
I don't want them looking in my purse when there's no reason to look in my purse.
Well,
I know my rights.
I get you. That's fine. That's fine. We're not
Yeah,
arguing.
but y'all know my
Okay.
rights.
Well, at this point, you're in investigatory hold right now.
What's that?
It means you're basically being detained. So you're not free to leave. And I'm removing this purse from you.
I'm
not looking in it.
Relax,
And you're being
I'm
investigated.
being detained?
I'm removing this purse from you.
you know your rights, we're giving you the right to tell you what we're
And I'm going to talk to
Why you got
you.
my
I'm taking the
ma'am,
I'm removing the purse from you.
Why?
I'm just removing this purse.
I'm not.
Do not reach in your purse. You just reached in your purse.
I got the arm.
No, don't reach in your purse. That's it. That's it.
I was bringing
That's
it.
Calm down.
Hey, you want to put it in front of my body?
Okay, you're being detained until we figure out anything further. Because somebody said,
Hey, that lady pointed at me and I didn't do anything to her.
said she pointed at you?
Yes, sir. She pointed something at me.
Who did?
And the lady.
The woman is placed in cuffs and tells the officer that the woman she pointed a gun at called her the B word. She's taken to the cop car and is placed in the back seat. The officers questioned the woman who saw the gun and asked her what type of gun it was. They also heard their side of the story.
Towards you.
She waved it like
Waved it towards you.
yeah, like this. Just letting us know that she had the gun. Yeah.
So right now, you're going to be placed under arrest for obstruction, okay? That means you didn't follow lawful commands when we're telling you not to tense up, not to go in your purse, not to pull away. You lied about the vehicle you were in originally. You lied about being in an altercation with somebody outside originally. So we've got a bunch of false statements and obstruction. So,
Help.
1407 11015.
I wasn't pulling away from you guys.
Like I explained earlier, okay?
I didn't pull.
Okay. And then when you were told not to reach in your purse, you immediately tried to reach in your purse.
No, I was trying to drop. Look, I was trying to drop my keys and tell y'all that I had rights. It was not reaching in my purse to get anything.
Okay.
I was dropping the keys in there. I didn't do it.
Before we keep talking, let me explain these to you.
The officer reads her Miranda rights, and she asked if she can call someone. She's told no, and the officer asks the woman if he can search her car. However, she immediately makes it clear that it's her son's car and that she doesn't want them searching his car. The officer escorts her to his car and tells her that she's going to jail.
And I have to search it before we go.
My sister's property.
Okay, we're not playing that game.
So, what are you doing?
Right now, you're going to sit in the back of my car so I can transport you when we're ready to do that.
Why?
Because you're going to jail because you're under arrest. So we very quickly tried to say that this is her sister's property and purse. Oh, look. A Glock.
Make it safe.
Wow, that's an X-Acto knife. That would have sucked to get cut by. Actually, probably would have been a lot nicer than some rusty dull blade. But Hannah Montana.
10-12.
Well, there's keys to the Scion. She has keys to the Scion. It's her son's Scion. Do you think he really likes Hannah Montana? I think we're full of it.
The officer has found the gun, the keys to the car, and a knife. Oh yeah, and Hannah Montana. We can't forget her. All the evidence is piling up, and it's time for her to come clean. But did she? Hell no. She continued to stand by her story, but ended up being charged with aggravated assault, possession of a firearm by a felon, and obstruction. So it just goes to show, kids, don't wave a gun around willy-nilly thinking you're gonna walk off scot-free. This situation makes it quite clear that you shouldn't make threats and think nothing's gonna happen. Even if you're a kid and making them online, you'll still have to face the consequences. Dalton Barnhart vowed to bring his father's gun to school and kill at least 7 people. Luckily, the cops showed up and made it clear that that wasn't gonna happen.
I, Dalton Barnhart, vow to bring my father's M15 to school and kill 7 people. And Falcon Warrior 920. Who's that? Yeah. Go ahead and turn around. Put your hands on your back. He's under arrest currently for making a threat to cause a mass shooting / act of terrorism.
Cause a mass shooting?
Yeah. He made a statement, a threat, a written threat to plan or to carry out a mass shooting.
But he's just a little kid playing a video game.
And all these kids keep getting arrested. And that's why the FBI and the local law enforcement is spending so much time, because how do we know he's not going to be the kid from Parkland? He's not going to be the next kid, the kid that shot up Sandy Hook. We don't know that. So when you will draw the attention to you by making these statements as they may be jokes, I mean, I wouldn't expect the kid to go, yeah, I'm dead serious. I'm going to go shoot everybody up. No, when we're caught, it's a joke. I didn't mean it. It's a joke. That's when you're caught.
Now, if you've ever played video games, you know that the gaming world isn't for the faint of heart. From Call of Duty lobbies to Rocket League messages, and let's not forget smelling your opponent through the mic when you're playing League of Legends. But even then, you don't hear children saying they're going to shoot up a school. Now, in Florida, there's a state statute that says you cannot make a written threat to cause a mass shooting. And just like that, this kid got himself arrested.
Well, he didn't cause or act or do anything, though.
He made the statement too. It's a written statement.
It's a written statement. It's a written threat to kill or to make a mass shooting or act of terror. So if I get on there and say, I pledge and I'm going to blow everybody up, that's the same charge as, you know what, man, I'm fed up. I'm going to go to school tomorrow and shoot up my school. So he'll be going to DJJ.
What's that?
The juvenile jail. He'll be placed in there for several days. And we're going to go from there. The charge is a felony. It might be a 2nd or 3rd degree. I have to double check because a written threat to harm somebody is a 3rd degree felony. 2nd degree is when you involve a mass shooting in a school or an act of terror.
He's a little boy. He's not doing anything wrong. Yes, he's 15, but he's still a little boy, and he's not one of the crazy people out there doing stuff.
Okay, well, he did what he did.
Now, what do you think? Is this a fair punishment for the 15-year-old boy? His mother doesn't seem to think so, because the cops are treating her little boy as a terrorist because he made a statement on a video game. And while we all know that in America, you can get a gun before you can even buy a bottle of whiskey, that doesn't necessarily mean the kid was really going to take his dad's gun to school. Or does it? Let us know what you think in the comments.
He's case by case, too. I mean, he's not that person. listen.
Do you own a gun?
I have a gun, yes.
Okay, so he has hands and feet. He can grab your gun and go do something.
He would never do anything like that anyway.
We don't know. We don't know.
No, but I know. And I know.
Most parents have it, ma'am. We're going to take him. He's going to go to our operations center, and we will go from there. But this is where we're at. This is the world we live in, where people think it's funny to say, I'm going to go kill people at school.
Well, he's not people. He's a child.
Okay?
There's a difference. He's playing a video game and he's a boy.
And that's why he'll be charged as a juvenile.
The officers continue to explain to the mom that in the world we're living in today, even the smallest joke can quite possibly lead to someone's son or daughter dying. Her little boy made a threat, and the mom decides that it's not his fault, but instead it's the grown-ups who are playing these games that should be held responsible.
High intellect and smart mouth.
That's
And
what
you know
got
what?
caught up.
The grown-ups on these games goad them into these things, which is what happened.
You need a roof over your head, food, and water. He doesn't need the game.
That's right, he doesn't.
You should take those away because these adults that are influencing may have done that in the past, but guess what? They're not in trouble today. He is because he made those statements. We can't put on what they've said in the past to give him justification why he said what he said, ma'am. Yeah. He made the charge. He's going to face the consequences. Right? Let's go.
So at the end of the day, you can blame video games, you can blame the adults your kid is playing with, but none of that is going to get your kid out of the cuffs. He made his bed, and now he has to lay in it. If you didn't want your kid making outrageous threats, you should have taken his games away sooner. But enough about that, let's get into our third person who just loves to make threats. Devin Whitmire, a man with a warrant, turned into a cobra when officers tried to arrest him. He told the cops that he had a gun, and if they tried anything, things would go sideways. Sadly, this man didn't stop at threats, as this altercation got physical.
Right now, but based on your tattoos, we know who you are, and you do have an open warrant for your arrest. So if that's confirmed, then you will be taking you down to jail tonight.
Okay, well, can y'all back up so I can get my gun off you?
Where's your gun at?
Don't worry about it, but I'm saying
Here's the deal first.
if y'all,
Here's the deal.
come get my phone.
We're not gonna fight with the gun. You're gonna stay back there.
No, that's what I'm telling you.
Hey, just no. He just said he had a gun.
Y'all weak as fuck.
Partner, you don't get tased. 1040.
He's not doing nothing.
Mind your back.
He's not. His arm is broke, so if y'all fuck with his arm right now.
Down.
No, what the fuck? He's not doing.
Put your hands behind your back.
Why is y'all doing that? It's okay, babe. I got it all on video.
Put your hands behind your back. Well, you just said you had one.
No, he doesn't fucking. I have the whole thing on.
I ain't got no gun, and if you slam my head on the concrete,
Relax.
Babe, he already
Relax.
I got all.
man, I ain't got no gun. That's a sling, nigga.
You need me to move? Let me know. Don't keep spitting on us.
You slam my head on the ground.
After all that, the cops finally have him in cuffs, and they start to pat him down in search of the firearm. However, Devin does not go softly into those warm cuffs. Oh no. Instead, he goes full cobra and spits at the officers again.
Stop. Relax. We're not trying to hurt you, okay?
Nigga, I got a pick tore him up, bro.
Right now, he don't have no fucking gun.
We're still fighting him.
He ain't got no fucking gun.
I'm gonna switch with you.
He ain't got no fucking gun.
Relax, okay?
Let go of him.
ain't talking about resistance.
Get the
Stop fighting.
Why is you
Stop fighting. Ma'am, step back.
No, get above him like that. Why the on him like that?
Because he's still fighting. Step back.
He's not fighting. He's on the ground.
Now,
What the mean he's fighting?
please stop.
He's not fighting.
He just spit on me. You have it on video.
He's not.
Can we roll him that way?
Man, no, you about
Rolling towards you.
Okay,
rolling towards
How you about to that work?
you. Roll over on the other side.
Like that. Why
Stay down, partner.
like that? He ain't
Relax.
got nothing
Get them back. Back up. Get them back. What do you mean do? What do you mean do? Give me help in here.
Watch my gun.
We're not choking him. We're not choking him.
Go that way.
Stop.
No.
Wait a minute.
Let's just roll him over.
No weapons.
Bingo.
Devin spits and kicks at the officers trying to search him. In the background, his girlfriend keeps on yelling as they escort him to the back of a police car. Now, in the body cam footage of the officer who was spit at, you can see while they were on the ground that the female officer was moving around and trying to restrain Devin. She didn't choke him. And you can also see that Devin is in no way trying to comply. In the other clip we show you, you'll also see him punch the female officer in the face.
What he doing? He ain't do shit.
Back him up. Back him up.
Go. Whose car is this?
Are you okay? Are you okay?
I got a little bit of spit in my mouth.
You got these over at the jail?
You got what?
He spit in my mouth like 3 times.
After quite the ruckus, everything calms down a bit. The officers talk to Devin's sister and tell her what happened, and here they find out that he's schizophrenic. The officer who got some spit in his mouth was sent back to the station to be checked out because he had a few scratches after the scuffle. After a massive struggle, cobra spits, mule kicks, and Tyson punches, Devin was arrested and taken to jail, and even made a cameo on the news. We're glad that the officers were okay and that everyone made it out safely. Devin's gonna have to stop getting tattoos if he wants to be able to pay that $85,000 bond. He was charged with 2 counts of assault on a government official, inflicting serious injury, 3 counts of malicious conduct by a prisoner, and 1 count of resist, delay, obstruct. In February of 2023, officers in Florida were called to Orlando International Airport after someone made a bomb threat. One of the passengers, who was traveling with his wife, got into an argument with the workers at the airport about baggage fees. The passenger told the staff that there was a bomb on the plane, and the officers quickly arrived at the scene.
Yes. Okay. So who was there?
He needed to pay for his carry-on bag, so he refused. He asked him to go to the size airport just to make sure the bag fits. So he said, I told you that nobody on the plane paid for the carry-on bag. I was trying to telling him what is the airline policy and how do we know that who paid for the bags or not. And he didn't know to tell. He said, I told you everybody can be in that aircraft because there is a bomb. I don't take jokes in here. And then he said, you want me to say it again? So.
How you doing, sir? Can I see your ID, please? All right, obviously, sir, you made a comment. Now we gotta run through it. There's certain things that you cannot say. You're a vet, I'm a vet. You know there's certain things that you cannot.
Yeah, things like I have a bomb in my bag.
Like what I said was, okay, I bet you if I would say there was a bomb on the plane. Yeah, and she said we could not have that. Just because we already had a conversation about bags. Okay, so I suggested if I was to say this, and she took that as you're saying it. That's why I was trying to say what I was saying. And the conversation started with the bags. Okay. So they wanted to pay for the bags. I was saying that for 10 years, we've been carrying these same 2 bags. They spray around probably about once a month. And they go as a personal item. Okay.
We never had an issue.
And I go, for whatever reason, today they just got to post to the side. So we went to the side, and it doesn't fit in the,
I understand you're upset on that. It's just there's certain words to it, and that's when it was mentioned.
I made a mistake.
Now, we all say some dumb stuff sometimes, but I've never actually said, hey, by the way, I have a bomb in my bag. The officers now have to deplane the whole plane, get the dogs in to check the plane out, and make sure that there's no bomb in the area. The man and his wife try to fix the situation on a technicality, but what was said, and now the officers have to do what they have to do.
And I understand you're upset about the bags. I understand.
I didn't say that it was. I said if I was to say something like there's a bomb plane and all of a sudden then there'll be a
If I was to say she took that in,
which is what it is. I mean, obviously, it's not going to change the situation. I'm just trying to explain the situation. I said, well, I bet you. I suggested, I said, I bet you if I would say there's a bomb on the plane. But I didn't say it was. I was suggesting. I said it was wrong.
Just let me say, in this day and age, we got to take everybody you just even say. You see this response here?
It's 100% wrong. I get it.
You're right, sir. It's 100% wrong. The officers speak to the man and his wife, and the wife tells them that he's feeling extremely bad about this whole situation, and he didn't want the situation to blow up as big as it did. Okay, maybe blow up isn't the right way to say it, but it's now up to the airport to decide what they want to do with him. The officers talk to the supervisor and get everyone and everything off the plane. After a lot of talking and deplaning, the officers make their way onto the aircraft.
They're going to be pulling bags off. Only about 18 bags off. About 36 bags.
Are we empty?
FBI company are coming up to you from Jetway 9. Jetway for Gate 9.
Do you want to search first or the dog first?
No, we'll put the door. We'll put the door down. That guy, he never made it on the plane, right? Yeah, everybody. Yes. Hey, Maria, have the K9 come now. Yeah, the K9 is coming now, please. Thank you. No problem. I don't even think he made it on the plane.
Is it no assigned seats, right? Here?
Yeah, they have
assigned seats. I just wonder what seat he was in.
I don't think he never made it on the plane.
He never even.
No, man.
The flight attendant said at seat 13A, there's a panel that a passenger pointed out that had been removed or something. 13A that was loose that wasn't that way before. It's probably just somebody kicked it or something, but it might just be a maintenance issue for us. But
that's the TSA. Basically, I took the checkpoint to the gate.
The officer makes his way back to the man and his wife. The dog found no bombs on the plane, and they found nothing behind the panel. His wife was free to go onto the plane and take the flight, although she was probably not going to make it. Her husband, on the other hand, was fined, banned from the airport, and now he's going to be arrested.
All right, Mr. Curry, I told you from the beginning, I'm not gonna. Okay, you're gonna get arrested. All right. So it's time to turn around. Put your hands way up back. I'm gonna explain everything about the church. Just let it go. Let it go, because I gotta go.
With the case contact me around 8 ramp up.
Okay. Turn around for me. Do you have anything on you that you want to give to your wife? You're gonna be able to bond out. It's gonna be, I think it's $1,000 a bond. Anything in your pockets that you need to want to give your wife? Or a phone? Your phone plug.
Do you want the training? You copy, no one's responding.
You got nothing else? We're good. That's it? Okay. All right, so basically it's a bond, okay? And just the fact that we mobilize all these people to do this. All right, you will have a bond. You'll be able to file the bond out today or not tomorrow morning, okay?
So he was adamant, making things you all walk the
The suspect is taken to the cop car and placed in the back seat. He was charged with a false report concerning planting a bomb, an explosive, or a weapon of mass destruction, which is a felony in the second degree. Danny Curry was on the news because of this situation, and if that isn't enough, he could go to prison for 10 years and even pay a fine of up to $10,000. For every action you do, there will be consequences, and Dan Curry had to learn the lesson the hard way. So remember, don't make bomb threats at the airport or anywhere else for that matter, and don't go out on the internet and write threatening messages about shooting places up, because even if you say them jokingly, you will still feel the long arm of the law knocking on your front door. So if you enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Also, drop a comment and let us know if you have any stories related to people making threats and getting arrested. We can't wait to see you in the next video. We'll see you next time.